welcome to the channel, viewers. Hope you're doing well. Some of you may be experiencing a breakup, as I always mention, as the sun comes up here at Terrigal. God bless you. Some breakups are not deliberate, they're just circumstantial. Best for everyone. You could be in a situation where there's people just breaking down because they don't want your relationship to move forward. That could be family members, it could be friends. I've seen girls with girlfriends that are jealous of the friend having a relationship and then putting on such an act that the girl's just given in and gone back to her friends. The man's been portrayed, or the boyfriend's been portrayed as someone evil, and possibly was. But what if it's a case of the person's not? These are all forms of manipulation and control. Another thing we need to consider later in life is, what if you find yourself with an alcoholic or an addict or someone who likes to take medicines and things? These people are there. And you end up in a relationship with somebody like this and you decide that it's worse than you thought it was. I think if you meet somebody, to be fair, and you're aware of what their habits are and how they go about themselves in daily life, if that person's performing in the relationship, they're doing all the right things whilst managing their addiction or abuse, I think you need to give that person a fair chance. I've experienced this and they've gone really well. It's when the person starts to fail the relationship that things change as a result of the medications or things that they're taking, that it becomes a problem. And this usually will happen because it's a codependency. It's something that's going to draw that person away from you in one way or another, because they need to put time into it. It takes their mind away from you. In a more or less unconstructive way. It's just a habit that they've formed, an addiction. And if the addiction's disrupting the health of the relationship, maybe through lying, wasting of time, abuse of finances, drugs can also cause people to cheat because of the nature of it, the deceptive, divisive nature of it, the undermining nature of it, can all contribute to breakup. The selfishness of it. Sometimes a lot of people will justify their addiction by saying it's medicational. Well, to some extent it might be, and then to another extent it's recreational. There's a crossover. Where does that become conflictive? To me, if you're in a relationship with one of these people, it only becomes conflictive if that person starts to abuse the relationship. Other than that, you knew that they had these habits. You've got no right to judge. I've worked with these people in relationships. I've had incredible times with these people up until they start to fade, and they will start to fade. At some point they're going to degenerate. They're going to lose value. A lot of these people have all sorts of different enmeshments. They enmesh with themselves. They enmesh with their family members. I just want to show you, when we were little, really little, we used to jump in off here. There was a slippery dip, and you'd slide down the slippery dip and then climb back out. You'd get sucked down by the water and then climb back out. It was quite dangerous actually, but we used to do it. And so people that are alcoholics and drug addicts, I think they're fine if they're carrying their weight. I don't agree with alcohol and drugs and things, don't misunderstand me. But if they're doing what they're supposed to, and they're pulling their weight in the relationship and have their duty of care to the relationship, I don't think, knowing of their habits, that you've got a right to judge them. I think you need to do your part and keep the relationship healthy, and make sure that your part in the relationship is also admirable performance. And if you know, as I said before, that this person has addictions or this kind of thing, you have to observe what the performances are, but you'll find their health, their mental health, their physical health will suffer. So will yours. That's just a consequence of these habits, and you need to decide how much of it you can take or not take. And if it comes to the point of miserable and careless and negligent, you need to make some serious decisions, have a big talk, and if things can't be worked out and the addiction's more important, here's a bit of wave action, viewers. We used to jump off here to surf at the point. A little bit of wave action. Not much. Gets very big here. Then, if it cannot be brought back to a harmonious point, because see, people don't care when they meet someone whether they're addicts or not. They just want their fill. They just want their bit. But then, if the people decide they like each other and it becomes intimate and they like the intimacy and the brand of that person, all the alcohol and things isn't going to matter at the love bomb phase. It's after the love bomb phase that the rubber hits the road and we have to work out who's what values they have, how they're going to impact who we are we going to be able to work in together, and so on and so forth. See, some people will be dope addicts and like a bit of grog, and will find somebody like that just to have the peace of it. But at the same token, there might be something deep inside them that's saying to them, I need to get out of this, I need to get out of this. And if they meet somebody that's straight and living a life that they dream of, I've had these people come into my life. You'll see them wanting to escape it, wanting to escape it. They're wanting to escape it, and they're using your power as a way of helping them to do that. But there's a default in all of us, and some people are just subjective to their habits. They'll go with their habit. When the pressure pressure gets tough, that's what they turn to. When the relationship gets rocky, that's what they turn to. And there's nothing you can do about that. You have to stay on point yourself, and if it gets to a situation where the relationship's not beneficial anymore, you just have to let things go. Everything and everyone has their own values. So I hope that helps. I hope it sheds some light on that a relationship has to have duty of care, whether the person's an addict or not. And if they are living up to that, then maybe there's a great future ahead. If not, you're going to live in turmoil and stress, and nobody deserves that. I'm Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison, theologist at Terrigal, the beautiful Terrigal. I'll just pan for you. On the Central Coast, New South Wales, Australia. This is an international destination, actually, Terrigal. They come from all over the world to be here. Thank you for joining me, and bye for now.